And now it's time for your viewer comments. Blackheart says, how can you compare a stainless steel band from Casio to some knockoff from AliExpress, not to mention the added thickness, obvious flaws, and taking the originality away? Well, this comment is just begging for me to ban Blackhawk from the show, but I'm not gonna ban him. I think he has more virtue here. I think we're going to title this show as the Virtue Show, because I think Blackheart here has more virtue than many of us have, because he holds high the standard and the origins of the brand to the point that he couldn't take it, that someone would emulate even just the bracelet to get satisfaction in their Casio or in their G-Shock. But let me defend my position here. This mod that he was talking about, or the suggestion that he was talking about, was based on the mod that I made. That I had that GM 2100, that is the metal covered Casio without the bracelet as of yet. When I had that, there was no GMB 2100 yet, or the full metal Casio. That was not released yet. So in my desire to actually get that on my wrist, I purchased an aftermarket bracelet from AliExpress, which is so sacrilegious to Blackheart, which I don't blame him. That's his standard. That's fine. And to him, that is heresy, and that's okay, because he has a far deeper integrity to the brand. But let me just say this, if the GMB Full Metal Casio was released before I purchased that AliExpress bracelet, maybe I would have not purchased it in the first place either. Maybe I would have, honestly, I could see myself really just putting the money into a GMB 2100. Not to mention, it has the tough solar and Bluetooth functionality. And also, yes, I agree, the bracelet for these GMB 2100s are far better than anything that the AliExpress bracelet could offer. It has a better finish, and I don't know if about that thickness. It could possibly be thinner than the one that's being sold to AliExpress. But here's another thing. I got 2 watches from that, and I kept on playing with that. That's me, the designer. I like Legos. I like constructing things. I like kit models from Japan, and like I want these customizable things for my watches. That's my playground right there. That's not for everyone, especially for collectors. I'm also a collector in a way, but I'm more of a designer and a thinker in that sense. So that's my defense. And honestly, I could go either way either. If Casio released the GMB 2100 before I was able to tinker with the GM 2100s, then I would have not bothered at all. I would have jumped straight to the full metal Casio, supporting Blackheart in the process. While we didn't cancel or we didn't ban Blackheart, we are banning someone from the show. So hear me out. Cosmodoc gets into the comment section once again. I think you would be the right viewer to make a funny video about the new Shakira song where she sings about her ex having left her for a cheaper model and compares this with swapping Rolex for a Casio, to which Pique replied that a Casio is for life. Okay, so now let's get a little bit more serious about this. So Shakira registered to many of the watch tingles in the web for her comments on the new song that she just released because of that diss track for her ex-partner Gerard Pique. As a short context, these two were a couple for 12 years. They had 2 children, and they had quite a private life for many Hollywood or celebrity standards. Up until, yeah, Shakira released this quite public diss track of her former partner who supposedly left her for a younger woman or younger model, according to the news. Now, in Shakira's song, she referenced Pique as trading a Rolex for a Casio. So, Rolex being Shakira and Casio, this other lady or other woman that Pique left her for. Now, as a fan of Rolex, I hope you're not offended by Shakira's use of Rolex in this context, because quite frankly, it is a luxury status brand, and I myself own one, and I bought it for the same reasons. But for a Casio fan, you shouldn't be offended either, because you're buying a Casio to wear it for the job. It gets the job done. You're not wearing it to flex or to create a status symbol, although depending on the model, you could actually do that with a Casio too. But in general, you're buying a Casio because it's cheap, it's affordable, it works, and it lasts forever, like what Gerard Pique says, it lasts for life. Now, I don't know if that's going to be the same situation that he'll be in if he'll be with this woman for life. In reality, seeing how these famous people and celebrities, how their relationships last, so that's left to be seen. But in either case, these are just accessories to the man and to the woman, not the man or the woman. Oftentimes, though, we objectify ourselves or other people like Shakira did in this song, or maybe like this doofus here in his poor attempt for a joke of a video a couple of weeks ago. But in both cases, they could learn from their errors and henceforth make better people of themselves by making their path straight. Now, let me put my preachy pirate hat here for a moment and allow me to expose my beliefs on this matter. While this pirate can just take it to the chin, lick his wounds, and tell less jokes to make his paths straight, Shakira and Pique may have more serious repercussions ahead of them. These four are as a family for 12 years, and that will now be broken apart by this separation. And the ones that typically suffer from these kinds of separations are the children. Now, this is a classic case, though, of the lack of commitment. You have to keep in mind, these two people are in a relationship for 12 years, and you're telling me that they couldn't find a way to commit to each other in those 12 years? This is really a problem when we human beings who are created or designed to be together with a bond of union such as marriage as some moral glue to their relationship. That's what makes us humans unique and not like animals. And I believe because of that lack of commitment that we, in return, now taking off my parrot preachy hat and going back to the watch talk, we, on the other hand, as watch collectors and watch enthusiasts, may actually have more of that fiber of commitment in our beings than these two people. Because if you're affected by the use of the Rolex name and Casio's branding in this track, you may actually have more of a commitment to these brands than Shakira has for her ex-partner. And that is the sad truth that these famous people are facing right now. And they're not only hurting themselves, but they're also hurting other people. And why do we know that? Well, Shakira herself said that she didn't want to marry Pique because she wanted him to be on his toes all the time, like a blissful romance that's perpetrated by popular media. But again, that is their personal, private decisions, and we're not in the business to be meddling with those. But their relationship clearly shows there's this lack of commitment. a commitment that they could have learned from us watch enthusiasts. Because we can commit to a brand to a certain degree, but not to the point of sacrificing everything else. Because we commit to Rolex and we commit to G-Shock or Casio as far as our loose change can take us. Because that's what hopefully many of us are doing. To get to the next piece, we just sacrifice our loose change. But these two, Gerard Pique and Shakira, sacrifice not only their time, energy, but also their children because of the lack of commitment. And because of that, we're going to walk both of them to the plank, and hopefully they dive to the shark-infested waters because of what they did. Hopefully they learn and they actually, in time, get married and lead better lives, and hopefully the children survive this kind of ordeal. But for now, they're banned from the show. Like they even watch the show, come on. Who are we kidding here? But you watch enthusiasts, you have better commitments, and I salute you all.